Hey y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the Tireless Tangler, and you have arrived at day 62 of the 100 Days of Zentangle Project 2019. Today's tangle is one that we all know. It's called Marasu, and it is a Zentangle Original Pattern. Let's get started. So Marasu at its basic form is a spiral. Hopefully a little more consistent than this, that is decorated basically with stripes and lines. Now that doesn't mean that this doesn't present some challenges. It does. Mostly the hard part comes about the second stroke of the pen when you try to figure out where to start next. So let me just walk through this with you in the round. The first step is to make a little banana shape, just like that. And then you're going to sort of, down in the center, this is going to be more echoey, like an echo line, because they're all going to come together in the center. But as we go further, these will separate. Now, how I approach Marasu is I always like to leave a little sparkle in it. And if you've just joined us, sparkle is just a blank space that would normally be inked. Then once you have this, you're going to add a line like this. Now, as we move further out, this is going to get easier. The trick to this is figuring out this inside inner circle stuff. Well, that's supposed to be a sparkle. So basically you're going to be doing this pattern. A blacked in stripe, and you can black it all the way in if you like, or you can sparkle it like this, and it's going to be surrounded by two arid lines like this. And the key to that is this inner part. All right, so the first line we made was the outer, or the first aura line, and then the next two surrounded the line, or the wider band, and the third line is the last aura, or the fourth. You know what I mean. And so here I've done a complete one here, like this. And this is where we start to get a little bit more at ease with this. You're still going to be coming closer together with your points as you come into the center, but you can have a little bit more room to separate this pattern out. And you're going to want to curve, if you can, slightly curve your lines to give the impression of roundness here, or a circular, I don't know how to say that. Okay, that's your outer aura here. And if you keep up with your blacking as you go, it's a little less confusing than if you put in all your lines and then try to go back and black. It gets very confusing at that point. At least it did for me. So that's one of the first things I did, was try to speed it up like that. The key to this is don't speed it up. Just take your time. Alright, so that's my last aura. I guess that first line isn't really an aura line if it's actually the first line. I don't know, it's too complicated for me to figure out today. All of you astrophysicists and and heavy thinkers and such, you can figure this out. All right, here's my next R line. I think I got this one a little too far away, but it's still gonna work okay. And at this point, you simply finish filling out your spiral with this pattern of line, stripe, line. I am choosing to sparkle my thick lines. I like the effect that that gives. But the real treasure of this pattern is when you add the shading, the cool effect that you get, no matter what kind of job you've done on your striping or sparkling or whatever. Once you add the graphite on this, it's going to become an optical creation, and you're really going to like it. That's one of the reasons this is so popular, I think. All right, let's shade this. Now for shading, you're going to want to shade on the, I don't know if I can describe it, on the outside of your spiral going all the way around. In other words, choose the outside, well, I don't know if there are other words. Choose one side of your spiral line and shade pretty heavily on that, right there on the line, and keeping it to the one side. Now the one place where you want to break the one side rule is on the very outer edge, and you want to give that a tiny bit of graphite just down by the edge so that you can emphasize the word I'm looking for is not spherical, and it's not conical. It's I don't know, it looks like a snake, or God knows what is that. So let's blend this out, and I think you're going to see, even without the blending, it's pretty cool, the effect of the graphite here. All right, so with your tortillon, you just want to blend gently around the outer edges. I probably will lift some of this out with my special little eraser, the Tombow Mono Zero eraser that I received from Amazon as a gift from someone, which was awesome. Thank you very much, Valerie. You guys have been really good to me this year. I cannot express my gratitude enough. So that's pretty cool, right? When you get it shaded, all of a sudden it becomes, I don't know, whatever you would like, a seashell. And then for this pattern particularly, it's good to go in right around that line and really darken that. And isn't this a pretty pattern when it's finished? But the shading adds so much, doesn't it? So that is Marasu. Let's get this in the pattern and see how we did. So beginning here, as always, when I remember, with the inner auras for separation, it will just help it not to get confused with the patterns next to it. And just sort of fitting my spiral in, trying, hopefully, to keep my lines consistent as far as the width goes. Not too bad. Start with your little banana shape from the tip. Just bring it Just bring it up to the line in a curved way. Then add 3 more lines, blacking between the second 2. Don't know if that's clear or not. I guess we'll find out, won't we? So there are your 4 lines, blacking between the middle 2. And if you like leaving the sparkle, go for it. If not, you can black that all in. It'll work either way. Okay, there's the R line. There's a close-up of the R line. And just continue your line, stripe, line, pattern until you reach the edge. Take your time. Remembering to be grateful for this opportunity just to have a few minutes of quiet today, all together. Remembering to breathe and being grateful that we're able to lift our pen. And to have these wonderful tools to work with. For the ability to share these patterns with each other. I do have some suggestions from people for patterns for next weekend. They're awesome. I'm particularly stoked at one of them. I had forgotten all about it. And so we're definitely going to do that next weekend. If you guys, whoops, I lost the frame. If you guys would like to leave me more pattern suggestions, we've got a few more weekends to fill. So be sure and do that in comments. I'd appreciate it. That is Marasu. Boy, doesn't the shading make a big difference in this pattern. Let me see if I can get a shot. Zoom out. That is day 62 of the 100 Days of Zentangle. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I will see you all tomorrow.